And with the 166th pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the New York Giants select Tyrone Tracy, running back, Purdue. Go Giants!
Hello and welcome to Big Dash Knows. Big Dash knows what? New York Giants football. Let's go. You see the thumbnail. I'm not going to waste any more time. Tyrone Tracy. The New York Giants select Tyrone Tracy in the 5th round of the draft. Tyrone Tracy projected to go in the 4th round. We get him in the 5th round, and guess what? The man is playing with a chip on his shoulder. I watched the interview that he had. I believe it was called Ice Cream Social Podcast, I believe is what it's called. Ends up being, from what I'm taking from the video, that's his family that that does that podcast, his cousins or something like that. So they got the interview, and I'm watching that interview. I'm learning a lot about the guy, and the more and more I read into it, I watch videos, I watch some film. I believe it was the Northwestern game. The more I watch, the more I'm falling in love with the player. I like what we have here. Now, what Tyrone Tracy is, again, he was a wide receiver at Iowa. He went to Purdue, ends up becoming a running back. But what he really is a playmaker. Tyrone Tracy is a playmaker. And what do the New York Giants need? Playmakers. Whether it's wide receiver, running back, tight end, whatever, the New York Giants need playmakers. Even on defense, we need playmakers. And Tyrone Tracy, bottom line, is a playmaker. The New York Giants lose Saquon Barkley. We already know that we're going into this running back by committee. We have Singletary, we have Eric Gray, we have Brightwell, we have Corbin. We got some guys back there. But none of those guys scream playmaker the way that Tyrone Tracy screams playmaker. At any given time, this guy could take it to the house. That's the kind of playmaker the New York Giants got when they drafted Tyrone Tracy. And when you look at the combine prospect grade for him, it says 6.1. And I got my handy dandy notebook. 6.1 prospect grade that says good backup with the potential to develop into a starter. When you look at what the New York Giants are trying to build here, again, running back by committee. We got a veteran in Singletary, but he's not going to be a workhorse back like Saquon Barkley was. He's going to share the load. And when you look behind Singletary, again, it's a lot of question marks. So the New York Giants went ahead and drafted a guy that they believe can compete day one as that second running back, or again, a contributor, on the offense. And not only that, the man is 5'11", 209 pounds, 4'4", 40, 40-inch vertical. And then in the broad jump, 10 feet in the broad jump. Like, everything that you see when he's testing just shows you that he's an explosive athlete. Now, the knock on Tyrone Tracy is this. 24 years old. Will most likely be 25 around the time the season starts. He's an older prospect. And when you think about the running back position, you're like, okay, well, we got us a 24-year-old running back coming out of college. But guess what? No, there's not a lot of wear on this guy. The wheels are there. When he was at Iowa playing wide receiver, he wasn't used as much. When he got to Purdue, you figure that was only 1 year, and he was very, very productive. So you're looking at a guy that even though he's 24 years old, there's still a lot of tread left on that tire. The man is ready to go, and you know what? I'm happy about that because again, I think when you're looking at this New York Giants team, the running back position is open. It's open behind Devin Singletary. It's open back there. Can you pencil in Eric Gray? Can you pencil in Gary Brightwell or Jay-Sean Corbin or whoever else is back there? Can you pencil those guys in? You really can. So this competition behind Devin Singletary is wide open, and a guy like Tyrone Tracy can not only give you snaps and special teams, because again, 1,200 all-purpose yards this past season in 2023. The man can run the ball. He can catch the ball, and also he can help you out on special teams, kick return, punt return, things like this. The man is versatile, and what do the New York Giants always appreciate in their players? Versatility. And again, I might not be the biggest fan of versatility, especially for certain positions. But when it comes to the running back, if we can use you in the passing game and the running game, That's fine with me. So when I think about Tyrone Tracy, after I watched a few games, again, one of the games was a Northwestern game, I'm thinking like, you know what? Not that I'm comparing him to, but I'm talking about usage. Same way I did the Malik Neighbors video and I said, you use him like a CeeDee Lamb. Dallas use it. For me, Tyrone Tracy, high praise. You use him like you would an Alvin Kamara. You don't limit him to just, running downs. He can be used in passing downs too, and that's what the New York Giants need. When you look at this running back room, you got guys that can do a little bit of both. Tyrone Tracy can do a lot of bit of both. Again, he was a wide receiver at Iowa before he was, converted into a running back. So for me, I'm like, okay, we got us a guy that can help us a lot in this offense. Whatever Dable wants to do, whatever Kafka can draw up, Tyrone Tracy should be able to adapt to any role. If you wanna motion him out and take him from the backfield to the slide, you can do that. You get that versatility. And for me, I think it's just good things to come for him. So just some of the notes that I have on him. He was projected to go in the 4th round. That's via Lance Zierlein. When I looked at his draft profile from the combine, we got him in the 5th. And I wrote down again, he has a chip on his shoulder. Like this guy, when I watched the interview that he did, he was told that he can go anywhere from like the 3rd round, up into the 5th round. He spoke to teams. A lot of teams had his 30 visits. A lot of teams that he thought was going to take him in like that 4th round, didn't. They passed on him. And he didn't say who. I don't care. If I did the research, I probably can figure out who, some of those teams that passed on him. But you got a guy with a chip on his shoulder that's actually a really good talent. I appreciate that hunger. I love it. You saw him in front of the podium. Also good character, funny, appreciative. We saw the video of him getting the call from Joe Shane. We heard his mama in the background, and guess what? People that can relate, you feel that emotion. You feel that emotion in the background. You know what it is. You heard the hallelujahs in the background. We already know what it is. We know what that feeling is. That gratefulness. And yeah, man, a hard worker. We saw his pops in another video that I watched. I've done a lot. I've done a lot since we drafted him. I did a lot of research. His pops is hilarious. His pops is also seems like one of those cornerstone types. Strong, very involved. Poured into his son the way that you're supposed to. And just good guidance. So that's what I'm getting from the videos. I don't know anybody personally. That's just what I'm reading from what I'm seeing. But again, I'm thinking this is a fantastic pick for the New York Giants, man. I had to put my notebook down, the handy dandy notebook, and just talk to you guys for a little bit. When Saquon Barkley left to go to Philadelphia, and we already know F the Eagles, right? We saw people go to have a lot of emotions, talk about, who's going to be the face of the franchise, who's going to do this, who's going to do that, where we're going to get these points from. Joe Shane is trying to build this team in his image, the way he wants to, but the way Brian Dable wants to. I think these guys want to go heavy pass, right? I think these guys want to be versatile on offense. I think these guys want to be able to do a lot of things, open up the playbook, fully. And when you add some of the players like they added, Malik Neighbors, yes, you got a number 1 wide receiver. You got a solid a solid running back in Devin Singletary. And now you pick up a playmaker who's also a running back that can also spread out wide or motion wide, that can give you those type of looks, give you that versatility that you're looking for, bring us into that age of football that we need to be in. And it's all about the quarterback play at the end of it, and also the offensive line play. But I don't want to get into that because I'm still talking about Tyrone Tracy. But I see the hunger. I see the talent. I see the ability. I see a kid with a good head on his shoulders. I see a kid that seems like he knows what he wants. God-fearing, at least, that's what I'm getting as well. Family, strong, secure. That's a fantastic recipe. That's a fantastic recipe to me. And I'm rooting for the kid, man. This draft class is probably going to go down as one of the most important draft classes for this regime. This is the 3rd one. The New York Giants have to show the fan base that they are moving in the right direction. And when you look at some of these picks, again, Malik Neighbors, Tyrone Tracy, Nubin, You see guys that have solid potential, and everything has to go together. We have some great teachers on this coaching staff, and I believe that we're gonna get the best. We're gonna get the best out of these players, and hopefully everything gels. But again, Tyrone Tracy, running back out of Purdue, now a New York Giant, rocking the number 29. I don't know if that's going to be his permanent jersey number. We already know who wore 29 before, Xavier McKinney, a guy that was at a almost an all-pro level, definitely a Pro Bowl level, wearing that 2-9. And now we got a running back who's a playmaker wearing that 2-9. And you know how the Giants do with these numbers. But to me, just to wrap this thing up, to me, Tyrone Tracy has everything as far as skill set, demeanor, hunger, chip on the shoulder. He has everything you need to be successful, not just for the New York Giants, but in the NFL, and I appreciate that. So with that being said, I want to thank everybody for vibing with me. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And from one Giants fan to another, this is Big Dash Knows, Big Blue Nation. Let's go.